something in Azure boards, going through the sprints options, sprint boards. I'm going to put it on my website afterwards. My name's Alex Crossley, Agile Coach in Australia. If you go to my website, I've got all of these videos under here. If you go to short courses under more and systems, there are loads of videos of how to use loads of different things in Azure boards. So I'll stick it in here so you can get back to the basics if you need to. Right, jumping in. So whenever I introduce Azure boards to teams or to leaders in teams, I quickly go through it, and I always get down to boards and backlogs pretty quickly. And what I do is I stick on two views which I want my whole team to use. And the backlogs view is for when you're refining and getting your work ready and stack ranked. It's really getting the inbox nice and tidy. And then boards is looking at each individual card on a board, right? So that's more for reviewing work. But what you find that actually is the cards that have got a bit more detail, and maybe you want to just have a look and pick it up and look a bit closer. This board isn't quite there. So this card here, for instance, so this might be in a typical stand-up, you're looking at a board. This one here that the experts has got these tasks under. Now, I'm using a preview version where you do actually get the little icon of who's assigned. So the POs assign that and the experts assign those. You don't get those on the existing version, but that's a little bit of a benefit. But ultimately what you're gonna have to do is you have to filter here by the current iteration, which I'm not sure why it's not coming up. But filter it by the current iteration. I think if I do a refresh, I'll be able to see that. Maybe that's all it is. There we go, current iteration. And then what we do is we walk through those cards, but the detail is really in these, because this card's the outcome which you're really looking at from beginning and end to sprint, and here are the tasks. Now, if you're operating where you're a bit tasky at this level, it's not really how we want you to work, but this board will work. But once you start to try and get team outcomes planned in sprint planning rather than individual tasks, really you need to get into that little bit more detail to really talk about people's activity on the day to see if they need any help. That's what we really get into. So that's where we use these two boards and backlogs through most of the ceremonies, but really the daily stand-up, this sprints board is going to help you a lot. So when you click on the sprints board, this is our backlog here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you look at the sprints board. So there are 4 stories and a load of tasks. So I'm going to collapse this. You can see there are those 4 stories still there, but the tasks are now, rather than being just underneath embedded, they are here, and you get to see the state, and you clearly see the title and who it's assigned to, and they can put estimates against them. But I'm not going to go into detail of how to use this board. It has got lots and lots of features. It's got capacity up here and analytics and stuff, and you've got your burn down up here. What I'm really introducing is the board and the benefits to using it. The benefits are that you can see the blue items, you can see the state that they're in, you can see the outcomes for the team, you can see this outcome, this is the bottom part of the page bill, but you can also see the tasks that are remaining to burn that particular item down until you've delivered it. And throughout the sprint, you can actually go, well, you're doing that task, you can move those to done. So you can have a bit more granularity, really get into what's happening. And if you're the Scrum Master, that's a benefit because you can see towards the end of the sprint whether you're going to get the outcome that you promised, and you can start to think about taking suggestions into the team that they don't go on the bottom one and we move people to the top ones to get as a team the effort's done. So this is the sprints option. It's on the task board. It's also got the backlog, but that's almost exactly the same. I won't go into this, but we can look at work details and who's under capacity, who's over capacity, stuff like that as well. All right, so that's the sprints. Hope you enjoy the video. Give me a nudge if you want any help, or look through some of these videos here. There's the last index there. Take care.